Let the galaxy burn.
Hello guys, Skypoint here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a couple more of the cards from the upcoming Ultramarines release. So, as you know, the Ultramarines are a faction which are really designed on fighting when they're outnumbered. That's when they're getting a lot of their buffs, and I think that's great, because recently we've been moving towards a very troop-heavy focused meta. So that's with Warlords like Lucretia, who gets discount on troops, Bulvi, who buffs his troops, and Liman Russ, who throws out loads of troops so he can get lots of attacks out there, as well as the Word Bearers, of course, who pretty much across most of their Warlords are going to be spamming lots and lots of troops. So with their new Courage keyword, the Ultramarines are actually a great addition to the game. Anyhow, you're not really watching this just to hear my thoughts about the Ultramarines, you're watching this to see some new reveals. So let's get into that. But just one more point before that, the way I'm going to do these reveals is, if you follow the Warhammer 40k lore, you know that the Ultramarines are all about the theoretical and the practical. So an Ultramarine will challenge another with a theoretical situation, and the other will reply with the practical response to that situation. So we're going to be framing these reveals within that context. Alright, enough, now let's just get on with it. Theoretical. Your Warlord is alone on the board. The enemy Warlord is on his own except for one troop which the enemy has, which is a high damage troop, which is now running a little bit low on health. He only has 2 points of health left. Practical. You play Belaria's squad, put them on the board for 3 energy, and they've got average stats for that. They've got 3 attack and 3 health. But now if you look at their Courage ability, which will trigger when the enemy has more units than you, they will deal 2 points of damage to a random enemy troop. So in this regard, they're sort of like a variation on the Las Rifle section card, which came a couple expansions ago, which is actually a staple of many decks now. But Las Rifle section will always do just 1 point of damage, but it will trigger that every time it goes in play, and you can choose who that damage goes to. Belaria's squad is a bit of an upgrade on that. So it deals 2 points of damage, but it does it to a random target, and it only does that to enemy troops, and it only does that if you are outnumbered. If you're not outnumbered, they're not terrible. They've got average stats, right? 3 energy for a 3 attack, 3 health body is not bad, so it's still worth including, in my opinion. I like these guys. I can really imagine me using them in a Ultramarines deck. They'll be fantastic at the start of a match. Theoretical. It's now late game. You've actually managed to gain board control and you outnumber your enemy, so your Courage abilities will no longer trigger. The enemy Warlord plays a very tough, high health defensive unit with front line to try and protect himself against you. Practical. You play Wrath in Betrayal. This is a tactic which costs 7 energy, and as you can see over here, it gives all of your troops that are in play +2 attack, which is pretty cool. But on top of that, it also gives them the sacrifice ability of dealing 2 damage to all enemies. So that's a sacrifice ability that we actually saw come in with the Word Bearers. Their Ashen Circle troop has that. But with Wrath and Betrayal, you can give that to all of your troops on the board and potentially deal an absolutely massive amount of damage. Now if you only have 1 troop or even 2 troops, it becomes very expensive to play this card because you're spending 7 energy and dealing around 2 extra points of damage with a direct attack, as well as 2 damage to everyone. But once you start getting multiple troops, actually works pretty well with 2 troops I think, but 2 or more troops on the board and then triggering Wrath and Betrayal, and if those troops attack and die, they're going to be doing devastating amounts of damage to the enemy. So this is a powerful ability. I think it well deserves its epic rarity, so it's an orange card. And I look forward to playing this and showing people my Wrath in Betrayal. Theoretical. You're running very low on cards. You maybe just have a handful with a couple of tactics in it, but you're running low on troops to put in play. Practical. You play Captain Alcaeus. He's got decent stats for 4 energy. He's got 4 attack and 5 health, which is actually above average. But now, as we take a look at his energy ability over here, you spend 2 energy and you get to create 3 Ultramarine Astartes cards in your hand. Now they're going to be cheap ones as well, so the odds are you can probably start putting some stuff into play as well. So that's a little bit of a neat ability. Running out of cards is one of the worst feelings in this game. I think Captain Alcaeus is going to open up some interesting decks for the Ultramarines, because you can actually maybe start with, you can start thinking about making a deck which is a bit more on the cheaper side, without as much of a risk of running out of cards, because you can literally generate them on the fly. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at these cards, I am feeling even more stoked than before about the Ultramarines. It's going to be just a couple of hours left until we're playing them in the event and exploring the rest of their card collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be facing you and hopefully beating you in the event tomorrow. Alright, bye for now guys.